got you those flowers?
She stood in their marble penthouse holding yellow roses from a stranger, and for the first time in 18 months of marriage, her husband actually looked at her. Really looked, with eyes that burned like a man watching his world catch fire. Erica Williams Choi pressed her forehead against the floor-to-ceiling window of their Seoul penthouse, watching the city lights blur through unshed tears. 26 years old, married for 18 months, and she'd never felt more invisible. Behind her, Min Jae moved through their bedroom like a ghost. She heard his closet open, the whisper of expensive fabric, the click of his watch. Their morning routine, sharing space while occupying different worlds. "I'll be late tonight," he said in that clipped tone he used with subordinates. Not cold, just absent. Erica didn't turn around. Okay. Silence. Then his footsteps retreating, the door closing with a soft click that somehow felt louder than a slam. She caught her reflection in the window, dark skin against white silk pajamas, natural curls pulled into a messy bun. Beautiful, her mother always said. But beauty meant nothing when your husband looked through you like glass. Her phone buzzed. A text from her friend Jade. "Girl, you still in that ice castle?" Erica almost laughed. Ice castle. Perfect description for a penthouse that had everything except warmth. Meanwhile, across Seoul in his underground office, Min Jae Choi stared at security footage from his penthouse. Erica at the window. Again. Third morning this week. "Boss?" His second in command, Tae-sung, stood in the doorway. "The shipment?" "Handle it." Min Jae's jaw tightened as he watched Erica's shoulders shake. Was she crying? He slammed the laptop shut. Caring was dangerous. Caring made you vulnerable. His father learned that when enemies killed his mother to hurt him, better to keep Erica at arm's length, safe, untouchable, even if it meant watching her break a little more each day. Have you ever loved someone but kept them at a distance to protect them? Drop your thoughts below. The flowers arrived at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Erica was sketching in the sunroom, her only escape in this gilded cage, when the doorbell rang. The housekeeper, Mrs. Park, appeared with a massive bouquet. Yellow roses, daisies, baby's breath arranged with obvious care. "For you, Mrs. Choi." Erica's hands trembled as she took the card. Her heart hammered. No one sent her flowers, not even on her wedding day. That had been a courthouse affair, clinical and quick. To the beautiful woman at Canvas Coffee, "Your smile made my whole week. Would love to take you to dinner." Daniel. The American businessman she'd chatted with yesterday while sketching. 30 minutes of easy conversation, genuine laughter. He'd actually listened when she talked about her art. She brought the flowers to her face, inhaling deeply. When was the last time someone saw her, really saw her? "What are those?" Erica spun. Around. Min Jae stood in the doorway, home at 2 p.m. for the first time ever. His eyes locked on the bouquet with an intensity that made her breath catch. "Flowers," she said carefully. "I can see that." His voice was razor sharp. "From who?" "A friend." "A friend." He moved closer, each step deliberate. "What friend sends my wife flowers?" "My wife." The possessiveness in those words sent electricity down her spine. In 18 months, he'd never claimed her like that. "Someone who actually notices I exist," she shot back. Min Jae's face transformed. His jaw clenched, his hands curled into fists. For one suspended moment, she saw something crack in his carefully controlled expression. Something raw and desperate and utterly terrifying. Then he grabbed his keys and walked out. The door slammed. This time it was definitely louder. What would you do if your partner finally showed emotion? But it was jealousy? Comment and subscribe for what happens next. Erica didn't see Min Jae for 3 days. His side of the bed remained untouched, his coffee cup unused. The penthouse felt even emptier than before, which she hadn't thought possible. She kept the flowers in the sunroom, watering them daily. A small rebellion. Daniel texted twice. She didn't respond, but she didn't block him either. On the third night, she found Min Jae in his home office at 3 a.m., surrounded by screens showing security footage from locations across Seoul. His shirt was wrinkled. Dark circles shadowed his eyes. "You look terrible," she said from the doorway. He didn't look up. "Go to bed, Erica." "I sleep alone every night. What's the difference?" His fingers stilled on the keyboard. "This is for your protection." "Protection?" She laughed bitterly. "From what? Loneliness is killing me faster than any enemy could. You don't understand my world. Because you won't let me in." Her voice cracked. "I'm your wife, Min Jae, not a porcelain doll you can keep on a shelf." He finally looked at her. Really looked. His eyes traveled over her face like he was memorizing it. "That man, Daniel, are you going to see him?" There it was again, that dangerous edge in his voice. "Would you care if I did?" "Don't." The word came out strangled. "Don't see him, Erica." "Give me one reason why not." Min Jae stood abruptly, closing the distance between them. He stopped inches away, close enough that she could smell his cologne, see the muscle jumping in his jaw. "Because—" He stopped, jaw clenched. Whatever he was about to say died behind his teeth. Erica waited, hoping, praying he'd finally say something real, but he stepped back. "Just don't." Then he left. Again. The typhoon warning came at 6 a.m. Erica woke to howling wind and rain lashing the windows. Her phone lit up with emergency alerts. Seoul was shutting down. "Stay indoors. Do not travel." She found Min Jae in the kitchen, already dressed for work. "You can't seriously be leaving in this," she said. "I have meetings." "The city's on. Lockdown!" As if to punctuate her point, the lights flickered. Once, twice, then died completely. In the sudden darkness, she heard Min Jae curse softly in Korean. "Backup generator will kick in," he said. It didn't. They stood in the gray morning light filtering through storm clouds, the penthouse suddenly feeling smaller, more intimate. "I'll call Tae-sung." Min Jae pulled out his phone. "Have him send— Cell towers are down." Erica checked her own phone. No signal. Min Jae stared at his dead phone like it had personally betrayed him. She almost laughed. The man who controlled half of Seoul's underground, trapped by weather. "Looks like you're stuck with me," she said. Hours crawled by. The storm raged. They orbited each other carefully. Erica in the sunroom, Min Jae pacing like a caged animal. By noon, the temperature dropped. No heat without power. Erica wrapped herself in blankets, watching the storm. She didn't hear Min Jae approach until he draped his suit jacket over her shoulders. It smelled like him, sandalwood and danger. "Thank you," she whispered. He sat down, not close, but closer than he'd been in months. They watched the rain in silence. "The flowers," he finally said. "Are they still alive?" She turned to him, surprised. "Yes." His jaw tightened. "Good. That's good." It was the strangest thing he'd ever said to her. Have you ever been forced to face someone you've been avoiding? Tell us your story and subscribe. This is about to get intense. "Why did you marry me?" Erica's question hung in the cold air. 4 hours into the blackout. 4 hours of loaded silence. Min Jae didn't answer immediately. He stared at his hands, scarred knuckles, expensive watch, hands that had built empires and buried enemies. "You were different," he finally said. "At that art gallery, you looked at my mother's painting and cried." Erica remembered. A Korean traditional piece, beautiful and haunting. "I didn't know it was your mother's." "She painted it 3 weeks before she died." His voice went flat. "I was 12. My father's enemies took her. Used her to get to him. They sent her back in pieces." Erica's breath caught. Min Jae. He became a monster after that. Said love was weakness, emotion was a liability. Taught me to bury everything, feel nothing. He looked at her finally and his eyes were haunted. "I watched what loving someone did to him, what it cost her. So you married me but kept me at a distance. I married you because for one moment in that gallery you made me feel something. and it terrified me. His hands trembled slightly. Every day I want to touch you, talk to you, know you. But every day I remember my mother screaming in that video they sent. And I think if I love you, if I let myself really love you, they'll take you too. Erica's eyes filled with tears. Who's they? Everyone, my enemies, my rivals, the world I live in. He laughed bitterly. But then some random man sends you flowers, and I realize I have already failed. Because seeing you smile at those roses hurt worse than any bullet I've ever taken. You've been shot? 3 times. She reached for his hand. He let her take it. The storm continued into evening. They lit candles, shared cold rice and kimchi from the fridge, sat on the living room floor like college students instead of a mafia boss and his neglected wife. Tell me something real, Erica said softly. Something you've never told anyone. Min-jae was quiet for a long moment. I have a scar. Here. He touched his left rib cage. From the second time I was shot. Sometimes when it rains, it aches, and I'm glad. Glad? Because the pain reminds me I'm still human. Still capable of feeling something. Erica set down her chopsticks. Can I see it? His eyes widened slightly. In 18 months of marriage, they'd barely touched. Their wedding night had been chaste. Him on the couch, her crying silently in their bed. Slowly, he unbuttoned his shirt. Candlelight flickered across his chest, highlighting the puckered scar below his ribs. Erica reached out, fingers hovering above it. May I? He nodded, not trusting his voice. Her touch was feather-light, gentle. He inhaled sharply. Does it hurt? She whispered. No. His voice was rough. You're the first person who's ever touched it with kindness. She looked up at him. Their faces were inches apart. Min-jae, I need you to understand something. I didn't marry you for your money or your power. I married you because when you looked at me in that gallery, I saw a man desperate to feel something real. And I wanted to be that for you. Erica, I love you. The words tumbled out. I've loved you since our wedding day. Even when you ignored me. Even when I was invisible, I loved you. His hand came up to cup her face. I don't deserve you. Probably not. She smiled through tears. But I'm yours anyway. The power came back at midnight with a harsh fluorescent buzz. Min-jae's phone exploded, with notifications. Erica watched his face transform. Soft vulnerability replaced by cold command. I have to go, he said, already buttoning his shirt. Now, Min-jae, there's a situation. He was already moving, grabbing his gun from the safe, checking the clip with practiced efficiency. Erica stood. What situation? Nothing you need to worry about. And just like that, the walls were back up. Don't do this. Don't shut me out again. This is my world, Erica. You don't belong in it. I'm your wife. Exactly. He spun around and she saw a fear flash across his face. You're my wife, which means you're a target. Do you understand? Every enemy I have will use you against me. That's why I kept my distance. That's why I can't. His phone rang. Tae-sung's name flashed on the screen. Min-jae answered in rapid Korean. His face went pale. When? A pause. How many? Another pause. Then, I'm coming. He hung up, looked at Erica with something like devastation. There was an attempt on your life tonight, while we were trapped here. Daniel, the man who sent you flowers, he's not a businessman. He's an operative for the Choi family's biggest rival. The flowers were surveillance. The card was a test. They were watching to see if I cared. Erica's world tilted. What? They know now. They know you matter to me. His voice cracked. This is exactly what I was trying to prevent. So what now? You push me away again? Keep me locked up? I don't know. The anguish in his voice shattered her. But I can't lose you. I can't. He walked out. This time she didn't know if he was coming back. 3 days of silence. Erica sat in the penthouse surrounded by security. Min Jae had tripled. Men in black suits at every door. She was safe. She was also a prisoner. Her phone had exactly one text from him. "I'm sorry. This is the only way to keep you alive." She stared at the yellow roses, now wilted, brown at the edges, symbols of a trap she'd walked right into, of a love too dangerous to exist. But she was done being passive, done letting fear make her choices. She grabbed her phone and called Tai-sung. "Mrs. Choi, I can't tell you where he is. I don't care where he is. I care that he's destroying us to save us." Her voice was steel. "Tell him I said this. I didn't cross an ocean and marry into a world I don't understand, just to be protected from it. Tell him I'd rather die loving him than live safely without him. Tell him he has 24 hours to come home and choose me. Really choose me, or I'm gone." She hung up before he could respond. Min Jae got the message while surveilling a warehouse. Tae-sung played him the recording. Erica's voice fierce and unwavering. "I'd rather die loving him than live safely without him." He closed his eyes, saw his mother's face, saw Erica's, saw 18 months of wasted time, of pushing away the only good thing in his dark world. His father's voice echoed, "Love is weakness," but his mother's voice was louder. "Love is the only thing worth dying for." Min Jae made his choice. He drove home, walked through security, found Erica in the sunroom at dawn, surrounded by dead flowers and new sketches. All of him. "I'm terrified," he said from the doorway. She turned. "So am I. But I choose you anyway." Min Jae crossed the sunroom in 3 strides and pulled Erica into his arms. Really held her, for the first time in 18 months. "I'm sorry," he whispered into her hair. "I'm so sorry for making you invisible, for wasting time, for being a coward." Erica pulled back to look at him. "No more distance?" "No more distance. I don't care how dangerous it is. You were right. What's the point of surviving if I'm not really living?" He cupped her face with both hands. "I love you, Erica Williams Choi. I've loved you since that gallery. I'll love you until they bury me, and I promise. No more shutting you out." She smiled through tears. "Even when it's scary? Especially when it's scary." This time when he kissed her, it wasn't gentle. It was 18 months of longing, of regret, of desperate need. She kissed him back just as fiercely, fingers tangling in his hair, pulling him closer. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, he pressed his forehead to hers. "New flowers," he said. "I'm sending you flowers every week, red roses, so everyone knows you're loved, you're seen, you're mine." "Possessive," she teased. "Completely." He grinned, a real smile that transformed his whole face. "But you love me anyway." "I do." 6 months later, their penthouse was different, full of Erica's paintings, fresh flowers, always red roses on every surface. Laughter in rooms that had only known silence. Min Jae's world was still dangerous, but now he faced it with Erica beside him, his partner, his love, his anchor. Sometimes protection isn't distance. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is hold on. Did this story touch your heart? Have you ever fought for a love everyone said was too dangerous? Share your story in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more emotional love stories that will make you believe in second chances.